Testing, testing. Yeah, that's what this is all about. This is about testing. Hey, it's your hurtin' hippie, and yeah, second pondering in the day, but I'll tell you, I sit out here and I ponder a lot. I just don't record them all. Anyways, what I want to talk about this time is something that's really near and dear to my heart, is the misunderstanding of what test results are. We're in the midst of changing how we're going to show some of the products in our website at MMJ. And it's going to reflect this idea, this fact. When you see a test result, let's take Tilray's Bubba Kush, and they show it at 27% THC. And they show the CBD and the maybe CBG. Anyways, what does that 27% represent? Does that mean every single joint you smoke, every single time you put it in the pipe, you can count on 270 milligrams per gram of THC? No, it doesn't mean that at all. In fact, the bigger the harvest, the more of an average that number is. What happens when you send something for testing, or you have your own lab, you test 3, or if you had the time, which you won't have, or more, but you test 3 areas of that harvest. Maybe a bud from the left of the room, a bud from the center of the room, a bud from the end. But you also got to remember, a bud at the bottom of the plant and a bud at the top of the plant will present different THC counts, not by much. The genetics of a flower can only produce so much. And that's why if they are able to shake more or less THC out of a plant, they are actually creating a new strain and usually name it therefore. The knowledge out there isn't that huge around it yet, but reliance on the THC number needs to be changed. We need to understand that what we'll probably try to show as we research deeper and get more data is this flower averages 17 to 19% THC. So you could purchase that flower knowing that you're going to get approximately that value. If the bud doesn't look as good, it'll probably be a little less. If the bud looks super fantastic, it might be a little bit more. Even the best test results, unless you're testing every single flower, it's an average. It's an average. It is not an exact science, and that's what people get upset about. I love what Freddie Pritchard, the Weed King, did quite a while ago. Was he proved that the test results that Tilray, and I think he did Tweed also, but he talked about LPs. He got some of their product and he got it tested, and he found that their test results were out by significant amounts. Then we're talking, we're not giving proper data. You need proper data. So that is important. Spot testing products for THC to ensure that that the data you're giving is a good average, not a bad average, is very important. It's something that we stick to, and it's something that everyone should stick to. We're working on getting a lab in the basement in Vernon, but things take time. Things take time. In the meantime, again, the understanding, the education piece is to let your friends know that a THC amount is not an exact science. It is an average for that plant, for that harvest, for that genetic, for that phenotype. So therefore, some products will be more, some less, and testing every single harvest is not an important thing. Not when it comes to THC. Yes, testing for appearance of pesticides and mold and issues like that, very important, has to be done for each harvest. But testing for THC, that's a knowledge it's a knowledge piece that we as the patient needs to know so that we can dose properly. If we're a person that needs high strength THC, we need a lot of THC in our body, and we see a flower that's on the web for 12% THC, it doesn't mean we won't buy it, because it may have just the right terpenes and just the right mix of CBD and CBG with that THC that we really wanted. But knowing that it's 12% and we're used to 24, 25%, we'll double our intake of that particular plant to ensure that not only we're getting what we need, but we're getting it at the level that we're used to. That's very important. So that's all this is about, is an educational piece, probably something that once I get my education series going for beginners, something I'll probably put in place. And I will take your comments below, and we will modify this discussion as per things I may learn from you, or hopefully you've learned something from me too. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony.